What's going on, Cancer? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. This is going to be your reading for December 2019. Hopefully it resonates with you. It is going to be a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. If it does resonate with you, though, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Comment on the channel, like always, to help the channel grow in some type of way. If it does not resonate with you, you can always catch your rising or moon sign or one of the previous readings that I did for Cancer, which was a long time ago. So sorry about that, Cancer. I'm definitely missing you guys' energy. I haven't been posting on my channel as much, but I'm definitely planning on doing a lot more posting, uploading a lot more content. So thank you guys, if you are subscribers, for being patient with me. Yeah, other than that, let's see what's going on. This is going to be your present energy right here, Cancer, right? Your main storyline that we'll be looking at first. After that, we're going to check out your futuristic energy, which is on the left side here. This will also be your supporting details, like we always do it. After that, we're going to be wrapping up with a fairy card for you guys. I do pre-shuffle my cards only because it takes forever for me to shuffle, and if I did that on camera, this will probably be an hour and 30 minutes long, right? So if you are new here, welcome to the channel. We're going to be hopping right into the energies here and seeing what messages are coming off your cards. If you don't follow me on IG already, you should follow me at chrisanthony14lbs, Chris Anthony 14 pounds. Also, if you guys are looking for a personal reading from me, I do have those reopened up in December, so you can look in the description of the video and get more info about that. All right, let's do this, Cancer. Crowning your reading, we do have the Temperance card clarified by the Queen of Cups, and also the Nine of Swords wanted to fall out at the same time, so I kept that. The Temperance energy does talk about a balancing happening with you guys, and this could be on the emotional front, right? This is talking about you balancing or coming into balance with your emotional world and your external environment, right? Your internal world and your external world, coming into a place of balance, coming into a place of mirroring each other. Because I do believe, that whatever is happening internally with you will be mirrored in your external world in that way, not the other way around. A lot of times we do believe that our external world is what is making us feel the way we feel internally. But I think it happens the other way around, and this is the way that we should live, right? From the inside out instead of the outside in. So I feel like you guys could be consciously stepping into that direction, or consciously starting to realize that for yourself, understanding that if you come to a place of balance within yourself, within your own emotional world, especially with you being a water sign, that it creates a certain level of balance and stability in your external environment, right? And you also can manifest from out of that space too, right? Being at a place where you're in balance and peaceful and serene internally, and then wanting to manifest that in your external world is very powerful. You do have the Queen of Cups here, so I feel like you guys are definitely in this place of being emotionally stable and being deep within the power of your emotion, understanding, how you can use your emotions to your what's the word? I just lost it. But using your emotions to advance, right? Or using them to your disposal, right? To create this level of abundance in your world, or this level of balance in your world. The Queen of Cups is very much so in tune with her emotions. She listens to her emotions. She's very sensitive to the nudges, the urges, that she gets from her emotions. And she lives from a place that is deep within her heart, or her emotional world, right? She kind of makes those heart over head decisions and chooses to follow her heart. She's also very nurturing and very, very much so intuitive. All right, so I feel like you guys are really taking on a more intuitive outlook on your life, and starting to notice that your intuition is a very powerful gift that you have as a Cancer, right? Understanding that the way that you are kind of sensitive to the vibrations, or sensitive to what your emotions are trying to tell you through your intuition, is a very strong gift that you have, right? You also have the Nine of Swords here, so this could come after a time where you've been struggling with, something, or being anxiety in a place of anxiety, or struggling with, your emotions in a certain sense, or how your emotions, or what your emotions have been trying to tell you. I feel like there has been a certain level of fear here, or a certain level of tough times that you've been having to kind of get through, even if it's only happening inside of your mind, or a place where your emotions were kind of like, everywhere and up and down and going to the side, like kind of being on that emotional roller coaster. But I feel like you are coming from this Nine of Swords energy, gaining a certain level of clarity and control over your emotions, and coming into this place of balance, right? Where the scale is being balanced, where the waters are subsiding and becoming more peaceful and serene, and it's becoming more of an enjoyment for you to feel and to be deep into your emotions and to explore your emotional world. All right. Right below that, Cancer, we do have the Ace of Wands, clarified by the Empress card. So a lot of people in the month of December, with my readings anyway, have been getting this Ace of Wands energy. And I really feel like it's a kickstart. It's a boost, a catalyst that's happening for the collective coming into 2020. Because a lot of us who have been doing the work and are on the spiritual path of awakening and really self-developing and trying to get to our highest good, or reach our potential as human beings, I feel like there's a certain push that's happening for us, that's pushing us in the month of December to give us a head start moving into 2020, because 2020 is going to be very big for the collective, is what I feel. It's the start of a brand new decade, right? Almost the start of a brand new era that we're moving into. And because it's like this new year, this energy that's coming in from like a new beginning, a fresh start, you have this Ace of Wands that's kicking you, or pushing you, or propelling you into momentum, into motion in some type of way. And you're taking on the energy as the Empress, moving forward as the Empress, somebody who is very much so in control of their world and their environment, very much so vibrating at a high level, right? Moving at a fast pace, coming from a place of strength, right? This is talking about magnetism. It's talking about fertility and creation, right? It's talking about beauty and nurturing. So you're moving in this Empress energy, which is the four queens combined, which is very powerful, Cancer. And I feel like this happens after you get into your own space as the Queen of Cups, and get into your own power, which is a very strong emotional power. And you move forward strongly, being balanced in your emotional state. If that's making any sense. I feel like once you achieve this state of balance is coming in for you with the Temperance card, which is major arcana, which means you're being helped with the universal energies and the planetary alignments, then you're moving forward, creating momentum. Because the thing that could have had you in a place where there was no movement or momentum, could have been being out of whack or out of balance emotionally, and being in that Nine of Swords energy where you just don't know what's happening and things are falling apart, and you're worried about your future, and you're worried about what's going to happen, and you don't understand some things, and it's like overthinking, overanalyzing, right? But I feel like you're coming to a place where you're starting to feel your way through intuitively, and this is creating a certain level of momentum and a certain level of drive in you, where you're moving forward powerfully as the Empress, as a masterful creator, right? And you're starting to attract this abundance into your world. This is what you're pushing for. This is the energy that's coming into you, I feel like, for the second half of December, that's really going to be pushing you into 2020, so that you can be hitting the ground running on all of your projects, all of your career opportunities, all of the things that you have kind of been wanting to create, right? And maybe hadn't got the chance to do it in 2019 because there was so much energies that were happening in 2019 that were kind of wrapping up a lot of older cycles and healing a lot of things, and us working on ourselves and doing a lot of shadow work. I feel like we're getting over that going into 2020, and it's all going to be about a lot of action, a lot of forward movement after we have been working on ourselves and got all of the roadblocks out of the way. All right, Cancer, and for you, I feel like a lot of that was strongly focused in your emotional world, because I feel like Cancer is a very powerful sign, and the biggest tool that you have is your ability to tune in and tap into your emotions and use those emotions to create abundance and create this drive within yourself, right? Use your intuition to make the right decisions. And so you're moving forward very quickly as the Empress. All right, so we do have the Two of Pentacles here, right? To me, this is talking about achieving a state of balance, right? Being able to balance your world, being able to balance your internal world with your external world. And this is bringing you into a state of peace. You're coming out of the Nine of Swords energy into the Four of Swords energy, which is talking about serenity, right? Being peaceful, the waters becoming calm, and you not being so worrisome or having a high level of anxiety, you being able to rest or be at ease with yourself and with your thoughts, with your emotions, right? So the Two of Pentacles is talking about you finding that balance and being able to be at a place where you're balancing the scales, right? Sometimes you may need to adjust and raise this one over the other one. Sometimes you may need to kind of like juggle your emotions or juggle your thoughts, but you're coming into a place of stability and you're finding out how to stabilize yourself more easier now, which is creating this level of momentum. Because when we get out of balance, when we get thrown too far left or thrown too far right, or we go too far into a polarized type of energy, then it's kind of like we get stuck, right? Especially being a water sign, I know how that is. I'm a Pisces. So if we go too far over to the left or too over to the right or too hot or too cold and not in a place of balance, then it definitely throws us off track, and we have to go through this whole process of recovering and coming back to a state of balance. But I feel like you guys are finding your balance, and you've learned some things about yourself in 2019 that brings you into this state of balance, or perpetual balance is what I want to say. A lot of times on this path, we can do so much work on ourselves and experience so many highs and so many lows that we, on a certain level, come into a place of perpetual balance. And I'm not saying that we are perfect or we get to a place where no work is ever need to be done, but you can come to a place where you learn yourself so much, right, that like what can throw you off, you know, and you keep yourself in a certain state. It's like it's hard to explain right now, Cancer, but I feel like you guys are achieving this where you won't have to work consciously anymore to be in a certain state of balance, because you've done so much conscious work on it. And so it's like you've done so much conscious work to achieve a certain amount of stability that now it goes into your subconscious mind. And then it just runs as a subconscious program. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be this balanced every day, all day. I'm supposed to be in this state of harmony with myself and with my emotions and with my thoughts. And you worked on yourself so much that now I feel like moving forward, you're subconsciously doing the work. Your subconscious mind is taking over, and you can take all of that conscious energy that you was putting into finding balance in yourself into moving forward on your path, doing the work that you're supposed to be doing in this life. If that makes any sense, that just came out, Cancer. All right. Under that, we have the King of Swords, and it's clarified by the Ace of Wands. All right. So King of Swords energy could be someone that you're dealing with, right? Or this could be an energy that you're taking on, where it's very logical, moving forward, very detached, standing strong in your truth, being stubborn about the direction that you know you're supposed to be heading in, and taking your own advice, not listening to the outside, advice from other people, not letting other people put their 2 cents in. And once again, you have the Ace of Wands twice. This is crazy because the last reading I did, which was Aquarius, they got the Ace of Wands twice too. So you may want to tap into Aquarius energy if you have that anywhere in your chart. There are some similarities here. But you have a double whammy of energy moving forward, this burst of energy, this drive, this momentum, this movement that's coming in for you. And I feel like it's because you are starting to observe some things about yourself and observe some things about your environment and choosing to act on those observations. The King of Swords is the master observer. He observes the details that are happening all around him, and he puts that into action, the things that he sees, right? Whether this has to do with your abundance that you're trying to create financially, a business, right? A project that you're wanting to work on, your own career, your own life or world or relationships, whatever this could be, you have learned a lot of things and have been observing a lot of things, and you've come out with a certain conclusion is what I feel. You've reached a certain level of truth. And now that you have these thoughts that are here, now that you have this blueprint that has been created in your mind, even if you've only been doing it subconsciously, you're wanting to move forward and create this certain level of momentum with these algorithms or blueprints that you have created for yourself. This is what I'm picking up, Cancer. Maybe you've been in a place of just sitting and observing and watching and understanding and seeing and, reading certain patterns and certain trends. You could have been doing this with yourself or in life in general. And now you've come to a place where you're creating from out of this observation that you've been making. And some of you guys are really finding a niche that you feel you want to work in or put your time and energy towards. And this could be from you watching a certain process or a certain cycle or certain trends that continue to happen within the collective, and you see that you fit in a certain place and you're supposed to be investing your energy into that. But I do feel like you're really coming on strongly with something that you're wanting to create, or something that you want to move towards that you've been observing for a while, and you're starting to take action on it coming into the end of December, definitely into 2020. All right, let's keep it moving, Cancer. We have the Six of Pentacles here, clarified by the World card. Yes, and the Six of Pentacles also talks about balance. You see that scale right there? So something is definitely being balanced out in your world. This usually talks about the giving and receiving dynamic, right? How you give and how you receive. Do you give too much or do you give too little, right? Do you receive too little or do you receive too much, right? This is that dynamic, especially when it comes down to relationships, right? Whether this is love and romantic or whether this is friendship or family. There's a certain dynamic that's changing in how you handle relationships or your interpersonal skills. Giving and receiving, that dynamic. It's a certain dynamic. It's a certain balance. It's a certain dance that happens within relationships. And you give and you receive, and you give and you receive, and it's supposed to create a certain level of balance. And those relationships that are not balanced are the ones that we usually tend to cut out of our lives or separate from, because there's not a equal dynamic of giving and receiving. So with this being clarified with the World card, I feel like there is a certain new cycle that's coming in to you when it comes down to the types of relationships that you're dealing with, the type of people that you're connecting with, and how you're changing inside of relationships, how you're even taking on a newer dynamic in how you give and how you receive, and wanting to do that in a more balanced way, right? Understanding that if I give and I don't see any giving happening in return, if I'm not receiving as I'm giving, then maybe that's when I stop giving, right? Or if I'm the person that always likes to receive more, but I see myself not giving enough, then maybe I need to make a change in that, right? But there is a certain dynamic of giving and receiving and connection that is changing with you guys, and you're entering a brand new cycle with the world here of newer relationships, newer connections wanting to come in for you guys in 2020. For some reason, this feels like a 2020 read for Cancer. But you're starting to take on and adopt these energies in the end of 2019 because you're walking into 2020 as this new person. It's not going to happen as soon as 2020 hits. It's happening before, so you can hit the ground running in 2020. Because I believe we won't have time for these transformations anymore when 2020 hits. It's about forward movement in 2020. It's about traction and momentum in 2020. So we're completing all these cycles in 2019, so we're ready when 2020 hits. Okay, so you're getting this brand new dynamic in relationships and giving and receiving that's coming into you, brand new insights that are coming in, and you're definitely transforming in how you handle relationships and connecting with other people and how you display yourself around other people. You have your emotional intelligence also leveling up when it comes down to relationships. You're reading the situation, you're observing people, you're understanding, right? How to give, how to receive, how to create that dynamic, and now you're acting on it. Brand new person is what I wanted to say, but it's another word also, a brand new insight, for lack of better words, that I'm seeing, Cancer. Let's keep it moving though. In your futuristic energy, we do have the 5 of Swords, we do have the Sun, we do have the Ace of Cups, and then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now with the 5 of Swords, it's clarified by the Justice card. So there does seem to be something that you're having to walk away from, or you're needing to just drop, or just kind of like, stop before you get too far ahead of something. Because this seems like the 5 of Swords is always talking about a lose-lose situation where nobody really wins. So it's no reason to continue to strive, because this could be a striving energy where a group of people or 2 people are striving with one another or against one another, but it's really no favorable outcome for either party. So you're choosing to kind of walk away, or to just put the swords down and walk away, because it feels like your energy or what you invest into this will not create any type of fruits for you. And you do have it clarified by the Justice card, so you are receiving justice for this situation that you're choosing to walk away from. There is a certain level of karmic retribution or balance that is coming in, right? And your justice or karmic retribution could just be that you are separating from this type of situation, or from this person or these people. But this is all to create a certain level of balance, and a balancing of the scales are also going to be coming in from you walking away from this, or you choosing to no longer strive with this person or this situation. Okay, right below that, we do have the Sun card, and it's clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, you guys are definitely seeing some greater, positive, higher vibrations coming in for you towards the end of December, walking into 2020. 10 of Pentacles talking about abundance, right? This is an expansion of your energy that's happening here. This is a lighter, carefree, playful energy that's coming in with the Sun energy, right? This is the light at the end of the tunnel that we always talk about when we're going through that dark night of the soul, or we're handling these darker emotions or doing that shadow work. We're looking for the sun to start shining. Because if we were in that moon energy, that darkness where we didn't know what was happening and where we were going, the sun comes and gives you that direction that you needed. It comes in and gives you that insight that you needed, right? It makes everything plain and clear in our world. And then we can enjoy it a little bit better, because now we have the clarity, we have the awareness. So for some of you guys, I do feel that there is this consciousness, this expansion of consciousness that's coming in with this star, or not star, this sun energy, which is a star. And And you're really starting to notice some things consciously that you did not know before. Just in your environment, I feel like your environment is really becoming more clear to you. You're becoming more of a clear channel, and I feel like consciousness can start to really flow through you a lot easier in this new energy that you're in, that you're transforming into. Ten of Pentacles here, abundance, right? Abundance. That's all I'm picking up, abundance. You're in a more abundant energy. You're taking on a bigger, expansive, more energy, and it's abundant, it's wide, it's large, it's high, it's yeah. It's just if you felt like you were in a more constraint energy, a limitation, or putting limiting beliefs on yourself, I feel like you're stretching out of that. You're choosing to abound. You're choosing to be large. You're choosing to stop playing small and to be big. So much of this is really matching Aquarius's reading. Is crazy. But yeah, I feel this expansive energy that's coming in, and it has so much to do with how you're perceiving your reality, how you're drawing conclusions now is a lot different than how you were drawing conclusions before. And you're seeing yourself and your reality totally different than you used to in the past. And it's starting to create a certain level of abundance for you because you're taking on this energy of abundance. You're valuing yourself a lot more. You're valuing your life a lot more. And value creates value. Real recognizes real, right? So value recognizes value. Let's keep it moving. You also have the Ace of Cups here. So this is that emotional intelligence that I was talking about. This is some deep emotional gift being offered to you also with the Ace of Cups. This is a gift coming in from the universe. This is a new start in an emotional type of energy, emotional fulfillment coming in and taking you out of what I said, that confinement, those restrictions, the Eight of Swords energy. I feel like there was a certain sense of your emotions, or you feeling some deep emotions that kept you in a box or kept you playing small in a certain type of way. But there's something that's emerging from out of your emotions. I always like to read this card, the Ace of Cups, as this comes from out of those deep waters that are in all of us, right? Those deep emotions that we have. And it's like this hand reaches within that deep emotional feelings that you have, those waters that run in you, and brings this gift from out of it, right? That great boon, the great elixir of life, right? And there seems to be some type of great gift that's being revealed to you that has to do with your emotional abilities, your emotional gifts that you have, your great intuition that you have, Cancer. And it's unlocking some things in your world, in your mind also. It's like you're using your emotional gifts to unlock your mind. So really during this time, I feel like you need to really be becoming in tune with your emotions, like feeling some deep things. Even if you've been afraid to feel this deep, really pay attention to how you're feeling. Really pay attention to where you can take your emotions, right? Like to a really deep level. Meditation may be good during this time, or really just getting in tune with your emotional body during this time, because it's going to start unlocking your mind in certain ways and unlocking your potential in certain ways. It's creating a new consciousness for you, is what I'm feeling, Cancer. All right. Let's get to the end of your reading. You do have the Three of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the Two of Wands. So there talks about some type of collaboration, or you making an advancement in your career and other people noticing you advancing in something that you've been working on, a certain craft or a business or job. something that is surrounding money, though, something that you do to create money, and you're going to start to move into this craft that you're working on, and people are noticing it and wanting to collaborating you with you or looking up to you in some type of way, seeing that you're pulling off something. And this has to do with a decision that you made to head in a certain direction, this direction to collaborate with other people, or this direction to start commerce in a certain type of way. It could be an online business that you're wanting to start and begin, a website that you're putting up, a channel that you're starting on YouTube, a new page that you're creating on IG or on Facebook, or community that you're joining up with. But in any way, this is you wanting to create another stream of income for yourself, and making that decision to do that with the Two of Wands, and it looks like you're being successful in it. So much so that you have people coming to you wanting to collaborate with you or wanting to learn from what it is that you're doing. And I feel like you're really getting some keys here with this Ace of Cups to help you out in this business, to help you to create this certain level of abundance. Yes, it's like this gift that you're tapping into. For some of you guys, it could just be this psychic ability that you have that's helping you to understand certain trends, or understand certain patterns that are happening inside of this business. And you're using these intuitive hints that you're getting, these intuitive hits, to kind of make decisions that are kind of giving you leverage and putting you ahead of the pack. You see how this person is standing above those other people? So really, really listen to your intuition right now, because I feel like it's starting to create some abundance for you. It's a certain gift that you have where you can read certain patterns or read people, whatever that could be for you, but it's like a psychic ability almost. And you're going to start to use it to create money for yourself. All right, Cancer, we do have the Eight of Summer here for your fairy card. It says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. And I think that's what we've been talking about almost this whole time. There are major changes that are coming through, major transformations that are coming through, and major downloads and insights that are coming through for you. And you're going to start to create momentum through this energy. So really be in tune, really pay attention to what's being shown to you by the universe and what's being shown to you by your intuition, because I feel like it's going to be very strong for you, Cancer, coming into this new energy of 2020. And if you pay attention and act on what you see and what you have been observing, you can definitely move into a place of abundance and commerce for yourself, business for yourself, creating abundance for yourself and through your own abilities. Okay, Cancer? So hopefully that resonated with you. That was a definite stream of consciousness that was coming through for you guys. So if it did resonate with you, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel, and I will see you guys in the next reading.